New Madison 1670, The Pulse.
The Wisconsin guys are brought to you by Capital City Coins and Jewelry, a jewel of a store just north of the Bell Line on Monona Drive. By Charlie Wills, your Badger Realtor with First Weber, online at yourbadgerrealtor.com. By Comedy Club on State, take time out from life and laugh at MadisonComedy.com. And Decatur Lakes Golf Club in nearby Broadhead, just 30 minutes south of Madison, for a great golf course. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. Prebil had an encounter over the weekend with a raccoon.
It was terrifying. In raccoons in movies are always portrayed as being kind of the cool, like in The Fox and the Hound, is there a raccoon in there that's cool? And I know in Over the Hedge, RJ, he's the cool raccoon, man. So I don't know, but this raccoon wasn't cool.
I'll tell you what.
I think he could have hurt me.
I think there are other people in the same boat. Pete on the south side, you're on Madison 1670 The Pulse.
Prebil, I don't know. Come on, you got to settle down, boy.
Pete.
Hey, listen.
I grew up in a.
And all he was doing was standing there with a stupid loaf of bread, looking at your skinhead and wondering what you were, but he was more thinking about what you had in your hand, because if it was going to be better than what he had in his paw, he was going to ditch that and take what you had.
I had a bag of kitty litter, and it wasn't the clean stuff.
Oh,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
Well, then he'd have remembered that, so be careful. Next time you open that up and he sees that skinhead, he's going to maybe jump.
Well, here's the thing, Pete. I think they're dangerous animals.
No. They're more afraid of you than you are of them.
That's what they say about. That's what they say about mountain lions and bears too. But you know what?
No, mountain lions, they got bigger teeth than raccoons, and their size is and they're quicker. They got 4 feet running. You only got 2.
Well, say all these arguments. That raccoon clearly had sharper teeth than me and had 4 legs. Yes. I was terrified of this thing, Pete.
Oh my goodness sake! Come on, people, grow up.
Wish I would have had a live trap. I don't know what
or a paintball gun, one of the two.
I don't want to make him mad. I thought about throwing my garbage over and trying to scare him off, but my one fear was if I threw my garbage over the fence, he could leap, 6-7 feet in the air.
No. Raccoons don't leap, Prebil.
Oh, I don't know.
They just crawl up sewer pipes and go down sewer pipes and crawl up tree and down a tree and into bird feeders. They don't leap.
Oh, you're making it worse on them, though. If that raccoon's got sewer stuff on him.
Heavy.
This raccoon was not your ordinary raccoon, Pete. It had opposable thumbs and was staring me down like it wanted to murder me.
Oh, you should have just been nice to it.
No. I was nice to it. I ran. I'm terrified that he's going to come back. Do you know this?
He lives there. He's probably living under the dumpster or near. He'll be there all the time. He ain't leaving now.
Yep. Pete, thanks. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. Bill on his cell phone. You're on Madison 1670 The Pulse. You got a raccoon story?
Oh, yeah. Years ago, my wife and I went up to Rhinelander on vacation, and we started asking around, where's a good place to go for, a steak on Saturday night. And we were told to go to this nice little supper club outside of town, and they said, make sure you stay for the show. So we go into the restaurant and sit down. We have our steak, and the waitress asked us if we were going to stay for the show, and we said, yeah, sure. Well, here was a big window, probably about 10 foot high and 20 foot wide. They pulled back the curtain, opened it up, turned on the floodlights, and within a minute there was about 35 raccoons.
I've seen that place.
They had big pans of water, and there was grapes and apples and stuff, and they'd all be lined up washing the food and stuff. That was the night show.
I remember that place. It was behind the bar, right? There was great big glass enclosure. I've been to that place.
Yeah, and I mean, there had to have been probably 30-plus, probably 20-pounders up to... little babies.
I'm trying to think. That's up north, right? That's over by Storm Lake, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's over by the Rhinelander area.
Yep,
River.
Right. Yep, I've been there. I have been there. Yeah, by Watersmeet Casino, too.
Yeah,
I
think raccoons through glass are like bears through glass. They're all right to look at. Would you have gone out there, Gary?
Oh, no, you'd probably get bobbed if you tried to take their food.
Oh, sure. No doubt. But they do that. They lift the curtain up and you sit behind the bar and you watch the raccoons.
I mean, they had those big pans there. They were all lined up washing their food.
Sure.
And eating. It was a pretty good show.
I've been to that place. Yeah. Cool, Bill. Thanks. Yeah, I've been to that place.
Those things are terrible. I'm sorry, man. Call me what you will. I'm afraid of the raccoons.
Gary and Madison, you're on Madison 1670 The Pulse.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Very nice.
I think you have more than a raccoon problem, Gary. You got a cell phone problem, too.
I can hear you fine.
Okay, good. Well, go ahead. You're on the air.
My raccoon pries open the siding of my mobile home trailer and gets underneath, and I screw the siding closed, and it goes to a new spot. It pries the siding apart.
Can you, and this is a serious question because I may need to look, are they too smart or are they dumb enough to go into a live trap? Could I put out a live trap with like an orange or something in there and he'll go in and get trapped?
I put marshmallows and honey on a stick, and I caught one of the coons this morning, and I let it go like 7 miles out of town. But there's another coon still under there. I think it's the mama.
Live trap for those raccoons, Gary.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, man, if it's a mama, you got the wrong one. You know, you get more babies. Thanks, Gary. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. More coming up. He's Prebil. I'm Murph. We're your Wisconsin guys at 221. Close Encounters of the Raccoon Kind at 321-1670 and star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. Prebil went out to take the garbage out over the weekend, and
he was staring me down, man. This thing was going to kill me. I am sure of it that his mission now is, and he looks smart and dangerous, that he is at home charting and plotting and planning on how he is going to kill me.
Uh-huh.
I'm scared, and I don't know. This is serious, though. Do I need to get like a live trap or have the apartment complex? Because I don't. If Pete was right that these things don't go away, I'm terrified. Oh Jesus! That isn't evil. Mine didn't make that noise. Mine didn't make a sound. That was what made it more eerie. Was that he just stared? Those eyes, Murph. Those eyes.
Oh, Larry in Madison. You're on Madison 1670 The Pulse.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
We used to have raccoon problems in my hometown. In fact, I'm from Oconomowoc, so we are the Coons. Our high school team is.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
The Fighting Raccoons.
Yes. But it used to tear the garbage up every morning. So before I went to school, I'd have to clean up the whole yard for the garbage and all that. Well, my dad's an electrician, and we used to have metal garbage cans.
Mm-hmm.
So we rigged up the garbage cans with electricity at night. He'd just flip a switch on, so when the raccoons came to mess with the garbage cans, they got shocked.
Oh, yeah!
Took care of the problem. Never had a problem again.
That's actually a great idea for the whole house. You had to rig the front door that way, too.
Oh, man.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
so if I don't know if
make sure you turn off the juice before you take your garbage.
I was going to say, I may or may not have access to a taser. I don't know if they're legal or not. If they're legal, I have access. If they're legal, I have no idea what you're talking about. You think that might scare them off?
I think that would take care of it.
Taser raccoons. You know, if I'm not mistaken, thanks, Larry. If I'm not mistaken, Prebil, I think the '80 Olympics had a raccoon as the mascot.
Really?
I think so.
Jesus.
I think the ones at Lake Placid,
Way too
Brandon and Lodi.
friendly.
You're on Madison 1670 The Pulse.
Yeah, I got a raccoon story for
All right,
you.
let's hear it, man.
I think it happened to my parents probably 20 years ago or so. They had got done milking milking cows, lived on a dairy farm, and it was about 1 in the morning, the doorbell rang. And you go outside, they figure the cows are out because you live on a dairy farm. And they go outside and look, see if there's anybody at the door. Look over, and this is one of those doors with about that 8-inch window on the side there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a raccoon sitting in there straddling that, ringing the doorbell.
Oh.
See, and this what scares me. They're not dummies. These things are way too smart.
Yeah. And, it turned out the dog, it was chased it, or scared it up there. And, I mean, you can't just, they were afraid to grab it too. And, so they just went and locked the dog up, and it sat there probably till about 3 in the morning ringing the doorbell. Finally got off.
Do you know if, and this is a serious question, can you actually live trap a raccoon? Or are they too smart as far as these critters?
I've trapped probably 3 of them. I don't really try to trap them, but if I've set traps out, I've caught them. You catch more bunny rabbits than you catch raccoons, but you can still catch them.
What do raccoons, pretty much raccoons will eat anything, right?
Yeah.
What do I use? I got to find a bait for this. I need a bait.
There's a bunch of people, they'll take tin foil, they'll put it in this trap, and then they'll have all these nails that are facing down so they can stick their paw in, but they can't pull it out because raccoons like shiny things. So
you have to I don't want to hurt the thing, though.
Well, you don't hurt it, you just can't move.
Like, I don't think nailing his feet, though, would be very, very comfortable. Brandon, thanks, buddy. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. One of those things again. Why can I remember crap like what the 1980 Olympic mascot was? Rocky, a live raccoon. Come take a look at him. Here he is. He's right over here. There he is. Rocky the raccoon, styling away. It looks like a ski suit. It's like a snowmobile suit. Yeah, goggles and the whole works. Rocky the raccoon.
They look cute on the cartoons.
They do.
They're terrifying when they're staring you down.
Craig on the west side, you're on Madison 1670 The Pulse.
Prebil, are you trying to run for Mayor Madison?
No, I'm just running from raccoons, Craig.
Oh, jeez. Raccoon? I'm more scared of deer than raccoon. In fact, there was about last week, the bike path that goes underneath the belt line.
Yep.
I was coming out of the tunnel, heading in the direction of your building.
Our old building.
No.
Oh, you're over here on the west side. Okay, I know you. All right.
And I heard the fence that shields the belt line started rattling. And it's like, oh, God, another bum trying to climb the fence. It was a deer trying to get through the fence and kept headbutting it.
See, here's the difference, though, with your deer. Your deer was trying to get away. This raccoon I don't think
if it was cornered, it would come in and attack you.
He was. He was cornered, and he was staring at me like, you either get the heck out of here, or you're going to have 2 teeth marks on your nose.
Actually, he thought your head was a big melon, and he'd take a bite out of it.
See? Everyone thinks I'm crazy until we talk about it.
Yeah.
You are crazy.
Thanks, Craig. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. Mike, hang on. Rick, hang on. We're going to get to all you guys next. 229 with the Wisconsin guys and your raccoon stories. Madison 1670 The Pulse. Later tonight on Air Within Business, Jody and Joan have Jeff Wick as their guest. He is with Wick Building Systems. Always great guests on that show. On Air Within Business tonight at 6 on Madison 1670 The Pulse, WTDY. 233 with the Scotty guys. Prebil had an encounter with a raccoon over the weekend.
I almost feel like I should file a police report.
Yeah, that bad. Wow.
Murph, and people are probably thinking Prebil exaggerating for. I seriously, not only was I terrified then, I am still, and like I said, to go there twice since then. I am cautious. I am looking around, and Pete's not helping things by saying that he may just live there. I don't like that idea. It scares me.
Wow. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. Rhonda in Brooklyn, you're on Madison 1670 The Pulse.
Prebil, I feel for you. I had the most terrifying experience of raccoons that I've ever had. We live on a dairy farm, and our hay mow was just about cleaned out, and I had some hay back in the corner that we hadn't used for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And we were getting down and said, well, I think I'll feed this old hay up to some heifers, So, and it was about 6 bales high, and I crawled up there, and I started throwing down the top bales first. And down they all came because I was just about done with the hay. And here's a family of raccoons. And she is barking at me.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I ran so fast, and I had to jump down the chute. I didn't even go down the ladder. I jumped down that chute, and I was out of there so fast. And I had and I think Pete's right. I think once they're there, they live there. And I've got some raccoons in the back that we can't get rid of either. But live traps work, but I'm not good at keeping up to that. But I've heard, and I think it's illegal, but I don't care. I think you can use antifreeze and Mountain Dew.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't want to do that. See, because I live in a city, and
I know, and cats and dogs do that. I've never done that.
Yeah.
I won't do that, but I'm telling you, they don't. And I've got another family that's living in between the roof of our barn and the floor of our hay mow, and they've got themselves in there so crowded that we wondered what was on the floor that was all wet and always formed a puddle.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the family of raccoons they're actually, excuse me, but they're peeing there, and it's dripping down onto the floor. I'm so grossed out.
Oh,
and we don't know how to get them out of there.
Do raccoons have like a natural environment? Is there like a place, like if let's say I do get a live trap and catch this guy, is there a place that I can let him go that he's not just going to become a pest for somebody else? Like if I go down to like the river on the lake, like the Yar River or something, and let him go there, is he going to be a problem for fishermen? Do you know this?
They'll come out anywhere. They're going to be a pest no matter what. They're just a natural pest. And unless you got a gun or they're across the road, hang on to that steering wheel because I'm not moving.
Rhonda, thanks for the call. You and your, help me, Rhonda. That is so lame. It's like, come on, give me a break.
She probably never heard that before in her life.
Playing this song.
She put me down, I bet I'd do it in my head.
Okay, that's enough. 321-1670. It doesn't have to be good to be an oldie. Let's see. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. Mike in Mount Horeb, you're on Madison 1670, The Pulse.
Yeah, live traps do work. You can bait them with peanut butter or something along that line. They do work. You will trap them, but make sure you watch the traps a lot. If you've got a bunch of them, you're going to have to keep them free all the time. So. Wait,
because what do you mean watch? If I check them like twice a day, is that good enough?
Twice or even 3 times a day, yeah. And most of the time you're going to have to clean it. Get them out of the trap again in the morning. I mean, nighttime they're a nocturnal animal by nature, so they're always out messing around at night.
This is the other thing that worried me is it was the sun was setting, but it wasn't dark yet, and he was out. Could he be rabid?
No. Well, you can tell if they're rabid most of the time. If they're real nice, smooth hair, shiny coat, stuff like that, they're not. If they look thick, rough coat and matted and all this kind of stuff, then I'd stay away from them.
Oh no, this guy could be in shows. He wasn't a bad looking guy.
Yeah, he's probably fine, but you'll get some big guys that get territorial, and they will, they don't like you being around even though you live there.
Man!
When we put silage in those big, they call them fallow bags, those tubes you see them laying out.
Yeah.
And they love corn silage, chopping corn in the fall. Most of the time we'll put electric fence up around it. First wired about 6 inches high, second wired about a foot high to keep them away from it. Otherwise, they'll tear the bags open.
Wow.
And they want corn, and they're going to go after it.
They're nasty, man. They are nasty guys, Mike. Thanks for the call. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. Prebil went out to take his garbage, opened up the dumpster, and there's a raccoon working on a loaf of bread.
Of it. I opened up the door, there's like a, my apartment complex.
Oh, yeah, the wooden doors around
so you
it.
don't have to look at the stupid things. And I open it up, and my head's down, I'm kind of, it's a nice sunny, happy look. And literally, because of the height of the dumpster and because of his height, his eyeballs were higher than mine, which was very intimidating. He's going, I'm like, okay. And I seriously, the smallest, slowest little, I didn't want to jar. I didn't want to scare. So I walked backwards as slow as possible, closed the door, and just my heart was going,
Bob on a cell phone. You're on Madison 1670, The Pulse.
Oh, good afternoon, guys. Hey,
Bob.
I can relate to Rhonda having had to get hay for some heifers, but mine was typically after bar time. But I'll tell you what I know about raccoons. I live on the north side of Madison. We got 3 of them living in our neighborhood. First off, raccoon poop is real toxic. I'm not sure why. It must be some little microbes in it, but I've been told handle it with rubber gloves and lots of bleach.
Oh, I'll tell you, they eat anything. That's probably why it's so toxic.
Yeah.
Yep. The other thing is, for bait, they like tuna fish. I learned this from a guy who had 8 of them living under his porch. The second problem is, after you catch them, what do you do with them? Because you got one pissed-off raccoon. You got to take them at least 25 miles away, or so I was told. Otherwise, they'll be home before you are.
Jesus, are you serious?
The other thing is that when this guy was letting one out, he left the driver's door open, gets it out of the trunk, opens the door to the trap, and the raccoon takes off towards the driver's door, and he thought, oh, God, what happens if it beats me to the car? With a visual of this raccoon putting the Impala in drive and coming back to Madison, leaving the guy 25 miles away. But you just got, they tend to come out and they're ornery, so you might want to get some welding gloves. And the other thing is they are a major component of soul food, so if you know anybody, you might be able to have somebody come and empty the trap for you for dinner.
Eat it? People eat? No.
They'll eat raccoon?
What do you think they eat down in North Carolina, South Carolina?
Oh, wow.
I get some Creole. What is that? What that would be?
Ooh.
Creole would be Louisiana. And the way I know this is I used to have a rental property on Willie Street that had a fire in it, and the guy helping me lived out by Argyle.
Well, they'll eat anything on Willie Street.
Boys next door were into soul food, and he used to bring them roadkill. If it wasn't there on the way home, and it was there in the morning, it was fresh. And he was getting $5 for gas money for bringing them roadkill.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Bob.
I can't make up this stuff, dudes.
See you, man. Oh, it's 2:41. The news brought to you by North Star Heating and Cooling. By the way, John and Ken, hang on. We'll get your raccoon story, too. North Star Heating and Cooling says don't risk your air conditioner breaking down just as the warm weather heats up. Call North Star Heating and Cooling for your $99 AC tune-up today. Madison, Wisconsin, hello. Free Paris.
He's a weird guy.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. That's all I can say.
Do you like old men in suspenders?
Those are classic. It's cloudy and 81 at 2:43. I'm Haiwania Thompson in the Madison 1670 News Center with a 2020 news update. Next news at 3. Now back to the Wisconsin guys on Madison 1670 The Pulse.
He's Zen Robot, and my name is Billy Bob, and we're talking coons here in the afternoon. Yeah, 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. John on the cell phone, we're talking coons here. What you got for us, John?
I just don't know how to respond to that.
There is somebody passing through town from like Los Angeles going, you'll never guess what they talk about on the radio in Wisconsin.
Okay, I've run a few trap lines over the years, and sweet stuff will help catch them.
Will marshmallows work? I keep reading that.
Marshmallows, raspberries, apples with a little cinnamon and sugar in it, the tuna fish.
I'm catching some neighborhood kid with that.
Yeah, don't stay away from the Kit Kats.
Oh, yeah.
And the feces, the reason it's so toxic is it carries a parasite that can go right through skin, small pores.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Is this, and this is the other thing I was worried about, is because he's there, which means he's touching everything. I use like when I go to the dumpster, I throw my stuff away, I close the gate, and as I'm walking through the parking lot, I'm coating my hands in sanitizer and cleaning them. Will that get rid of these parasites if let's say that there was some on the, or don't you know?
Probably. I mean, when we were trapping a lot, they said, just be real careful when you're handling them where you're in direct contact with it. I don't know that it's how long it'll last off.
Okay.
Off the animal.
Yeah.
And if you do live trap them, don't take them somewhere else and transplant them, because you'll make a whole lot of animals sick, because everything in that area is resistant to whatever. And it's like moving a population of white people into an Indian reservation 300 years ago.
How'd that go?
Not well.
Apparently that didn't work real well.
John, thanks, buddy. All right.
But you'll transfer a lot of different diseases to a lot of different animals. But the very humane, easy way to solve the problem and make them go nighty-night.
Call Tony Soprano?
No. Take the live trap, drag it over behind the perv van.
Okay.
Take a tarp, throw it over the live trap, and stick the muffler pipe underneath and start it up. 15 minutes, they just go to sleep.
Should I leave them a notebook and a pen so they can write a letter?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Goodbye, mean, cruel world. Yeah. Bye, Diane. Justifiable. Yeah.
John, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. God, only we can get a laugh on a suicide. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. cellular phone. And in Madison, you're on Madison 1670, The Pulse.
I've got a raccoon story.
Oh.
I went to college at Edgewood in the 80s, and they had notoriously huge raccoons. And one night, my roommate and I could hear the most ungodly, straight from hell, vicious screaming sound, and it scared us completely. We didn't know where it was coming from, so we look out the window, and there is probably a 30-pound raccoon standing there screaming at our air conditioner.
Okay.
And he was very angry with the air conditioner. It wasn't even on. That's what kind of freaked us out. We didn't go outside for about a day.
Oh, my gosh. So, in other words, you're just walking past your air conditioner, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere...
That's not a good sound.
Yeah. That's
That
not.
sounds like
That is the sound.
Really? It sounds like the raccoon's choking a monkey. That's what it sounds like.
Wow, we were really close to the zoo. Maybe he was.
Or maybe he was. Never mind. I'm sorry I said that. Thanks, Nancy. It's 2:48.
Wisconsin guy.
Madison 1670, the Pulse, WTDY. With the Wisconsin guys. And don't forget, too, you've got middays and fun with Sly, your midday maverick. Wow. I'd like to be at Sly's next family reunion after this morning.
I missed that. I'm iPodding. I'm going to Madison1670.com and podcasting it.
Get that on the podcast, yeah. It was great.
Right off time was napping.
It was great. I'd love to be there. I'd love to have Sly crack skulls in my family, too. That'd be great.
We should do a promotion. Bring Sly to dinner. He'll straighten everybody's family.
That's a promotion. Oh, that's great. 251 with the Wisconsin guys at 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. Cellular phone. We're talking about raccoons.
Oh.
Prebil went face-to-face with one in the dumpster at his apartment over the weekend. And this is a guy. I know this is a guy who will get in. You'll break up fights with two drunks. You'll take on anybody that there is. But when it comes to wild animals, it's like that's where you draw the line.
To me, like the only wildlife I grew up seeing were birds in the backyard, and once a possum died on my back patio when I was a kid. But other than that, I've never, I don't run into this stuff. And so I didn't think I knew they were in the city, but I didn't think they'd be that bold. He is just chilling out there eating. He's got a loaf of bread or a bun or something. And I open the door and I look up and this dude is staring me down like he wants to hurt me, but he's not growling or anything. It's almost like he's like get out of here or else. He knows he can.
Yeah, one of those deals. Yeah,
he knows he's tougher than me. And I ease out. I close the door and I just stand there staring at him, thinking, "What am I going to do about this thing?"
Let's go to Scott on the east side. You're on Madison 1670, the Pulse.
First off, Prebil, you sure that possum was dead?
I've heard about that. What are they playing possum? Yeah, he was dead.
Okay. Once this raccoon has started eating garbage, doesn't matter where you take him, he's going to find his way back to garbage. And if your garbage is his favorite place, he'll be back. I've run into a couple. My most frightening raccoon, I pulled into the driveway. He stood up on his back legs and is staring at me over the top of my hood ornament, basically doing the, come on, bring it on.
The stare down.
Yeah. And I learned, the first couple of times you shoot them with the paintball gun, they will run away, but then they figure out that that's vegetable oil. So pretty soon you've got a fluorescent green raccoon licking himself, waiting for you to shoot him again.
They are not cowardly, are they?
No.
Oh, no, not at all.
Hey, Scott, thanks for the call. 321-1670, star 123 on your U.S. Cellular phone. I think you're going to have to move. That's all I think. Brian on a cell phone. You're on Madison 1670, the Pulse.
How are you guys doing this afternoon?
Hey, good, man.
Pretty good.
And I know, a couple stories about raccoons. I am a surveyor, so I work outside all the time and, run into this quite frequently. And about 4 winters ago, came down to work in an area that had these little frozen over ponds, and there's these tracks, just this animal going in a circle, just thousands of times. And by the time I got to the third little pond here, it was a raccoon, and I'm assuming that it, was rabid.
Okay.
Another time, right outside of Marshall, we saw this in the ditch line. We were shooting a topo on a road, and a raccoon in this ditch, and it was snarling and just going crazy. And we thought, well, it's kind of right by a school and a church, we're going to run in. We go in and got one of the officers, police officers from the Marshall. They're going to hate me telling this. And he came out there, brought us out, turned his lights on. We're walking down the ditch. There it is. He goes over, stand back. And he pulls out his gun, comes like port arms with his pistol in front of him, snaps it down, pulls the trigger, and click, nothing, didn't have a round, and and they can hurt you. If you've ever raccoons, hunted them with the dogs, will tear a dog apart, and I mean just tear them from one end to the other. They're vicious. really mean animals.
I'm reading about them, and the quote is, raccoons, if they feel threatened or attacked, they become quite savage and dangerous.
Absolutely. Hey, you guys have a good day, man.
Hey, you too, Brad. Thanks. Killer coons. Wow. Well, Lucy and Madison, call back here. You had a good idea. Barbecue. We'd like a recipe. She did. She said barbecue one.
Can you cook raccoon, really?
Yeah, Lucy, call us back. 321-1670, star 123. Well, you heard before. You heard one of the callers say that it's a soul food component.
Oh, yeah.
And they used to get money for roadkill to bring it back.
Backwoodsbound.com does have recipes for raccoon.
For raccoon.
Actually, even cooks.com. Barbecued raccoon, I found one. Did we get Lucy back?
We're almost there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're ringing right now. Chef's got to grab them.
Oh, my God. They do actually eat, place the raccoon in a greased baking dish, mix the barbecue sauce and paprika together, and pour it over the meat. Serve and enjoy.
Jeez. That's another one of those where you could like deep fry it up and then, hey, everybody, guess what we're having for dinner?
Today's mystery
take a guess. Taste it and take a guess.
Does it taste like chicken? That's all I want to know. Whoo!
Is that Lucy on too?
Have you ever seen Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
No.
There's a great scene where they get out of jail and they're eating these things on a stick and it turns out to be gopher. I'm assuming that raccoon is a lot like gopher.
All right, Lucy, we got you back. You're on the pulse. Give us your recipe for barbecue raccoon.
Well, we caught it in a live trap because we had a herd of them around the house.
Uh-huh.
And we put out a live trap and we caught one of the babies. And we tried to kill it with a BB gun, and it just bounced off his little head. Couldn't do that, so we live on Interlake.
Okay.
So we just drowned him.
Okay.
And then we skinned him. My husband's a hunter from way back, and we barbecued him on the front grill, and we never saw a raccoon again.
Oh, they got the message.
Word got out.
I even took a bite of it. It tastes like shit. But,
another entertaining one for our internet.
But it sure did scare the other coons away.
All right, very nice. Thanks,
I got a recipe here for raccoon and sour cream sauce. If you're interested, you put raccoon in a deep pan, cover with water. That's why you don't take a bite out of a raccoon. It makes you drop S-bombs on a station. You gotta wonder about that. Is how safe can that really be?
It can't be, especially if you can't touch the the poo.
Exactly.
It's 2:57. Thanks for your calls on this one. We return. I want to talk about this lady whose body turned up over the weekend. Boy,
talk about
the rug. Talk about throwing the sucker in reverse. We'll do that next.
Listen